Hey everybody, Steven here, and today looking at a product I never thought I would look at on this channel, and it is a pillow. So this is the Wave Pillow from DaFeel. Very cool name for a pillow brand here. But this intrigued me because it reminds me of the Purple brand, and I've always wanted to try out one of those pillows and one of those mattresses. So reached out to me and I was like, I gotta try this thing out. I am a stickler when it comes to my pillow. I like a feather pillow. I don't like something that has a lot of support to it. It's just, I'm very finicky when it comes to my pillow. So I'm curious to actually try this out. What I can tell you is that it's heavy. It's like, this box is heavy. The Amazon listing shows this at a little over 9 pounds. But with this is a TPE, like hyper elastic material. So it's kind of like a rubber material that has some of the properties of plastic and how you can actually recycle it without going into the crazy details of it. But with this one here, just looking at the side before we get this open, it says soft and supportive. It's cool and breathable. That was one of the big things that I wanted out of this. It has a breeze mesh cover. It is ultra durable. That's the problem that I have with my feather pillows, is that over time they break down to the point where you just got to get rid of them. Now that does take a long time, but I'm hoping this would last even longer. It is suitable for low sleepers, high sleepers. With this, you want to hand wash it, and it'll rebound and keep its shape. So let's get this thing unboxed here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep on this tonight, try it out, and then kind of give my first impression. Everybody's going to be different, but just my initial impression with this and what I would think depending on the type of sleeper that you are. So, whoa, yeah, that is heavy. That is a lot of weight. This might be difficult to travel with. I usually have to bring my own pillow when I travel because I can't use one at hotels or Airbnbs or anything like that. I just don't risk it, because if I don't have a good pillow, I just don't sleep. So we have our user manual here. Just check really quick with this. So net weight 3.3 kilograms. That should be close to that. Like I said, a little over 9 pounds. Surface 30% viscose, 70% polyester. Bottom is 100% polyester. That is for the pillowcase. So this does come with a built-in, not a built-in, they have the pillowcase on this. And so we have this top material, which is very, very soft. And then we have this bottom material. And then we have the zipper here if you're going to pull this out, which, let's take a look at this thing. Whoa. Definitely has a smell to it. You're probably gonna wanna let this thing air out. That is it. Cool material. You could stretch it, right? And then pulling this up, let's see here. So it looks like it's split in half. So we have like this bigger pattern shape here. So it's a bunch of triangles. And then if we flip it to the other side, it's a bunch of smaller triangles. So it seems like the bottom would have, like this is gonna have more tension on the surface of it. So probably more support. And then if you flip this over, it would be less. So I'm curious to actually try that out. But yeah, you're probably gonna wanna let this thing air out. It is not, it has a unique smell to it. It definitely smells like a product that needs to be aired out. The one thing that confuses me though, it says suitable for 12 to 18-year-olds. It said that on the Amazon listing. Not quite sure why it says that here. I think a pillow is kind of for everybody with this, but that's just on there. I don't think it really means much with this. It does have two different, I believe it has two different sides. Once you put this in there, it's kind of hard to see on my lap, but it shows it so one side has kind of a little bit of an increase in the angle on it. So it would be a little bit more support, and then one side just a little bit less with this. We have facts in this. Here it is. Why does it have an unpleasant odor? They use a well-sealed package after opening. It's not harmful, and let it ventilate for 3 to 5 days. It shouldn't actually smell after that. If the pillow grids get stuck, you can pull them apart. I think that's pretty much it with what I would cover with these. Prone to allergies, sensitive or skin friendly. You could hand wash this to help with that, but it shouldn't be an issue. It says it usually takes about 7 days to get used to the pillow with this as well. You do get a 1-year warranty with this also. And that's pretty much it for anything in here. If it is compressed, it would rebound within 24 hours, right? It would fill back out if that was the case with this. So I'm actually going to sleep with this tonight, and then we'll hop back tomorrow. And I may actually spend a couple nights with this, to be honest, just to get a good feel for it, and come back and then let you know what my experience was with this. Keep in mind that is personal to me. I think the feel of it just with my hands is cool. I like the pillowcase, because this is extremely soft, and this same material is actually a cover that I use on my bed because it does keep me cooler at night. But it's just going to be an experience that is personal to me, so certain things that I may like or dislike may not apply to you. It just depends on how you sleep. I will tell you that I am a side sleeper. I don't sleep on my stomach and I don't sleep on my back, so that's actually how I will use this right here. And yeah, I'm gonna give this a try. Like I said, maybe one, maybe actually a couple days, and then come back and let you know what my just thoughts and opinions are on this pillow. All right, so I've now slept with this thing for about 4 days, and there seems to be a lot of, like, it's polarizing. So certain features, you just have to keep in mind with that feature, there's a flip side to it. For instance, the weight of this, it would be hard to travel with, but it also makes it so this pillow doesn't move much. So it's one of those things, do you need a pillow that moves because you shift a bunch, or do you need something that doesn't move because whatever you're currently using, it moves a lot and you don't like that. So just in terms of the setup, so recorded the first portion of the video. I ended up trying to lay down for just a nap. If you have kids, you know that naps are important. And with that, it was about 4 hours later, and the smell coming from this, it was just too intense. So I was like, I can't do that. That night, it was fine. It could be one of those things where if you wanted to kind of speed that up instead of just letting it air out like I did for a little over 12 hours, you could probably hand wash this and get rid of that. But 4 days, the way I transition to pillows, this usually takes a while, takes a couple days, because essentially the first night go until my body says, hey, I don't want to sleep with that anymore. And then I put it to the side and I go back to my normal pillow. And I've done this for every single pillow that I've owned. And then the next night I do it again, and typically I can go about double the time until about the 4th, 5th night. It's a full night's rest, and then I just use that pillow and I don't have to actually transition back to the old pillow. So let's cover a lot of the different points with this. I mean, 3 main points really. The one being the weight, as I mentioned, hard to travel with. This thing isn't going to move. And so if you need something that's gonna shift a bunch and move with you, then this may not be for you. So pros and cons, I probably wouldn't travel with this pillow, but I like the fact that it doesn't shift, because one of the things that happens with my feather pillow is as I'm resting on it and it starts to shift and push the feathers up, it makes it so that I have to turn the pillow over a lot throughout the night. With this, there is no need for that. Like, the structure of this doesn't change. So that's another point to this. Do you need something where you can kind of shift things around a little bit, because this is a set structure? Looking at the memory foam pillows that I've tried in the past, usually what happens with those is you lay your head down, you get a little bit of give, and then as you sit there a little bit longer, you may get even more give, and then it's kind of at that set point, right? But it has that give to it. This one here, it has that initial give that you feel like right off the bat, and then that is it. The good news is if you sleep and you prefer like a thinner pillow, and you have the 2 ends, and I've tried both, I prefer the slimmest. So there's still a little bit of scale with this, but that's it. If you like that thinner type pillow, I think this may be a good fit for you. I like it personally because a lot of the pillows that I've tried in the past, like Sleepgram is another one where you can actually put like inserts in it. And so you could take some out if you want it thinner, or you could put more in it if you want it to be more robust and thick. And with that, didn't fit. I didn't like the cotton feel because that was more like pure cotton, but the scalability I liked. Unfortunately, at the thinnest, it was too thin, and then at the next setting, it just wasn't quite right. This feels more comfortable than that in that regard. It's something, though, I had my wife try it for a second. She's not into it. So for her, she doesn't like a thin pillow. She likes something that's very, very thick. And it's a pillow that I couldn't sleep on. It's way too much. It's just like, it's springy. I don't even know what the material is that's in it. It's a different type of material, but you lay your head on it and it just pushes right back against you. I don't like that. So with this being thinner, I like that personally. Feels really, really good. But because of how this is constructed and the material that it's made out of, again, once you lay your head down, it's at that set point. It also doesn't want to shift. It doesn't want to move. It's not something where, like with my feather pillow, I would almost like tuck it underneath my shoulder and put my arm out like this. Can't really do that with this. One, if you stretch it, it's going to go back to whatever its original shape is, right? So it may stretch for that second, right? I could stretch it, but then it's going to spring right back. It also doesn't like, in terms of the pillowcase, but also just the pillow itself, it's not something comfortable to like put my arm out and kind of tuck that in between my shoulder and my ear. So something else to consider. You would literally, if you are a side sleeper like me, it's just going to be right on your side. Arm's going to have to be straight out in front of you. You could probably tuck up like this, but to like tuck underneath and all that, it's not going to be comfortable. The pillowcase here, I really, really like. Again, the top sheet of my bed is this type of material. I have another sheet on top of it, but I don't know why I didn't think that they would probably make pillowcases out of this. It is very cool, and I like that because we sleep about 68 degrees. And with ours, on this, it takes that and absorbs that kind of cool feeling. So when you lay your head down, I don't know, it just feels really good. So I like the top, but on the bottom here, it's got a grip to it. So you have the top, which is super soft, and then this, which is not. This is a rough grip here. So it's not something you would sleep on that bottom side. You wouldn't flip it over like that. Going back to the weight, it feeds into this. One, it's heavy, so it doesn't want to move much. And then that grip, when you try to actually like adjust the pillow and pull it, you're gonna have to pull. There's a lot of force you have to generate behind that. So once, like I said, the pillow is set, it really doesn't want to move. And if you are going to move it, you're gonna have to use some force. In the middle of the night, that can be a little bit jarring. So trade-off there. Again, if you're somebody that like, hey, I don't want my pillow to really move at all, this is going to be something that you would actually like. If you're somebody that needs to have a pillow that can move a bunch, this may not be for you. So those are really the big ones with this pillow that I noticed, right? So it's heavy, it doesn't want to move. With this, that could be a good or a bad thing. Because it is heavy, that, as I mentioned multiple times, it's probably going to be something that's hard to travel with. So I don't think this would be a pillow that I would travel with. It's got, in terms of its shape, a set shape that it will just maintain, which I like. My feather pillow, again, the feathers move out. I have to adjust it. I have to flip the pillow over. This being thinner, I prefer. So if you need something that has a lot of support, this may not be for you. Again, it has the two sides, but it'd be something that really you'd have to try out in person. And so with this, I like how thin it is. I like that it's not going to change the shape a bunch, because my feather pillow is one that just changes shape a lot. It's just like, hey, this is set. You don't even have to worry about it. Your body just, if it wants that position, it's good. But because of that, again, if you're trying to slide your arm underneath this, if you're trying to move this, it is going to be more difficult. Sleeping is something that is so personal to the individual. This is just a pillow. It's like, I'm trying to hopefully lay out what are some things I would think a person should think about before they purchase this. But if you buy this from Amazon, you get 30 days, and that's something else to consider. Try it out. If you like it, you get to keep it. If you don't want to, then you just send it back. In terms of the price, this is $110, $109, right? And then they have a 20% off coupon right now. So that'll bring it down to roughly like $85, $90. Just checking like what do pillows go for, there's like a huge spectrum. You can get pillows that are like $20, and then you can get pillows that are like $200. So it kind of falls in that middle ground with this. But again, it's something that you would have to try out. I think if you need something that's thinner, you want something that doesn't move, right? And you want a set shape, this may be a pillow that you would really, really enjoy. But that's actually going to be it for this one. I would say if you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section, because hopefully I could answer some of those for you before you do purchase this. But I think ultimately you do need to actually try this out for yourself, and then you can make the judgment call from there. So I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. That's actually going to be it for this one, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.